Hello again, everyone. This is Patrick Pinto with BC Solutions, and welcome to another riveting episode of the ABCs of Digital Marketing. Today, we're sitting with a friend and client of ours, Alan Bennett, GRN Highland Village. Good morning, Alan. How are you today?
Hey, good morning. Doing good. And yourself?
Doing well, doing well. For everyone that's out there and for the millions listening, could you go into a little detail of what GRN Highland Village is and your uniqueness inside of your world?
Well, first off, we are an executive search firm, and just one little thing I was going to share with you that might give you a little bit more flavor for what I do or why I do it. I worked in the electronics and electronic component systems world for probably about 25 years in management level responsibilities. Hired a lot of people, had to fire a few people. But one thing that I remember is I always wanted a job where I would have purpose and where I would have, my why would be really, really strong. And not that, to me, the make more money, develop profitability for a company, those are all great. But what I wanted was to really make a difference in people's lives.
Sure.
And I had always, interestingly enough, wanted to be a recruiter because of some good and some bad experiences that I had through the years. And then I realized those two things can come together, because what I found, even right off the bat in the early days, I make a difference in people's lives, and it's a very, very positive difference in their life. And I do actually bring value, and it's not, when you're selling a relay, you're selling a resistor, you're selling a sensor. Yeah, you're bringing value. And yeah, it's helping a company, move forward. But when I place somebody, I have changed their life. I've had a huge part in changing their life and helping them fulfill whatever goals they have. And so it's far more personal. And of course, when I bring the right people to a client of mine, I advance their goals. I help them grow. So I do have, that objective side. But I remember one time I was out camping, of all things, and I got a call from a guy who I had placed 2 years before that. And he said, "I just want to thank you, Al. I mean, if it weren't for you, I may have progressed in my career, but you helped me leapfrog several levels up in my career path." And it's like, awesome. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. And I think I take the other thing is I take a little bit different approach. Again, I'd mentioned electronics and semiconductors. If you have an ASIC, and ASICs are custom, and you design in an ASIC, you have a product your company makes, and you're designing it into an application where it goes in, and you're the sole source. You're not selling a commodity. You're designing in something that's of high quality and high performance. I take the same approach to recruiting, where I'm designing in candidates into roles. So a little bit different. I'm not just looking for job orders and trying to fill it.
No, you're very unique in what you do. You're not looking to fill the masses. You're looking to take that unique individual that's best positioned, best suited for that potential company, and bring them in and put that mix together. It's a perfect fit that you're bringing in. You're not trying to jam a square into a circle.
Correct. And on top of that, I will reach out. And BC Solutions has helped me dramatically because through LinkedIn and all the stuff that you've been doing, the audience that I have is much, much bigger, and my portfolio is much bigger. And I go to somebody who I go to people all the time, but let's say I find somebody and they're happy with what they're doing, but yeah, they'd be open to doing something else. And they got their head to the grindstone. They're doing their job, and they're proud of what they do. But yeah, they're looking at opportunities. Well, I help them, first of all, develop that resume, develop that profile, because their chances are they haven't done the resume in 10 years.
Sure.
And again, they're not sitting there looking at job boards, and they're happy, but things can always get better. And I'm able to help them connect, and I design them in to opportunities where they're the perfect fit, and it's something they wouldn't have otherwise seen. because they were happy with where they're at. So it's truly bringing value.
It's truly bringing value, and understanding your mythology of what you're doing and how you're bringing that together. It's very unique for you and for people in your industry, and that's what's impressive. There are multiple competitors to what you do, but you really stand out from them. You really have a way of shining, and as you said, taking that time and really walking through the process to make sure that you're bringing the right person to the right company. Your expertise is always on the last person you've brought. Your reputation is your last sale, as always. And again, all the people that I've spoken with and I work with that know you and work with you and have had a working relationship experience with you have nothing but the highest of accolades. They speak very, very confidently that if you go through Alan Bennett, if you go through GRN Highland Village, they will put you where you need to be. Not just push you out to jobs. They will put you where you need to be. The uniqueness and the demographic of what you do is far greater than anyone I've seen before.
I appreciate that. One of the things, as I mentioned, I had a lot of experience with recruiters over the past, and I had some not so good experiences and some really good experiences. And I realized, this is something where I can make an impact in people's lives. I can make some money. I've seen some very successful recruiters, so I thought, well, shoot, I can make a lot of money. But I also, I've been in the industry in the semiconductor world for over 30 years. And what I also enjoy is I can draw upon that experience because I have hired people. So I can put myself in the shoes of the hiring manager. I know what he or she wants.
Sure.
And I can understand, company cultures and articulate that to candidates and go out and look for the right people for the right roles. So it's kind of nice when you can put it all together. Your experience, your life experiences aren't just something, in the past. There's something I can draw from.
Absolutely. And I want to give you a compliment because the handful of questions that I wanted to ask, you kind of answered them all in your response. And I mean that sincerely because the question of your uniqueness that came through, the question of understanding both sides of the fence, what the company is looking for and what the candidate is looking for. You've been able to accomplish that and have polished that you've answered that as well. And really what separates you from anyone else out there that's doing the same aspect or same job as you've really answered that as well. I mean, again, that's what I love about you is you take the time to put everything together. You're almost answering the question before it gets asked. And that builds confidence inside of a candidate or a potential client that's looking to hire you. That's what's beautiful about the working relationship with you and obviously with GRN Highland Village.
Well, and that makes a huge difference in how I approach a client or how I approach a candidate, because I know I'm bringing value. And
Sure.
If they don't want to talk to me, that's okay. That's their deal. But I know I'm bringing value, and they're going to want to take my call, whether it's a candidate or a client, because I'm bringing to a client somebody that they wouldn't have found on their own, or I'm bringing to a candidate an opportunity they wouldn't have found on their own, and they wouldn't even thought to think about it. So to me, that's the beauty of it. That's where we bring value.
Alan, you bring value to every conversation. I will give you the compliment as well. Every conversation that we have that Be Seen Solutions and GRN Highland Village has, you're always bringing the right conversation to it with the right answers and the right direction. And I thank you, and I really compliment you on that.
I appreciate that.
Let me ask you this, and I say this in closing. If there was something that you wanted to leave with the audience, something that was where they could not just reach out to you, because I do want you to obviously explain how they could find you, but if you wanted to leave a sticky message with them, what would it be?
Well, I guess from the standpoint of I design in talent. And so I look for talent, and I'll tell you one thing where Be Seen Solution has helped me dramatically is getting that net so far, much farther out. So I can find people. And again, because I'm looking for people who aren't looking to take a call from me, but when they do connect with me, I'm going into that knowing a little bit about them because I've been connected with them through LinkedIn because of a lot of lot of the stuff that you guys have been helping me with. And then I guess the other thing is, I bring talent to people that they wouldn't otherwise be able to find on their own. And the other thing is, I know probably rambling a little bit, but being a part of the Global Recruiters Network helps me immensely. I'm one person. I do think I do a pretty good job, but I do have a network of recruiters to draw from.
Sure.
So companies that need to find lots of talent in lots of different areas. I focus in engineering, focus primarily in the automotive world, but I have a network of, 180 plus offices across North America to bring me talent. So it's kind of like you're dealing with a small niche recruiter that has
A global presence.
Yeah.
So now, last but not least, how would you like everyone to find you? Besides on bathroom walls and at post office, but where would you like the world to find you when they need to locate you and talk to you and reach out to you?
Well, I'd like them to find me, through LinkedIn, through the GRN network. I want to proactively reach out to as many people as I can, so that they, when they're not thinking they're looking, I find them first.
Well, I think that's going to happen through our interview today. I think that you're going to see a nice wave, a nice group of people that are interested, and a nice group of people that you're going to be able to reach out to, and obviously discuss the interview and then talk more about your services and how you can help them.
Yeah, I love bringing in new opportunities. I love the challenge, and I love impacting people's lives in a positive way.
You definitely do that. I want to thank you for taking the time with us today, and for all that are watching, please give Alan Bennett a strong due diligence. Take a look at his LinkedIn profile. Please go to the website, look up his section, GRN Highland Village. If you're in the automotive industry or the electronics industry, or one more industry I know it was, Alan?
Well, the semiconductor and optical electronics are my big areas of focus.
The semiconductor and optical electronics are the sweet spots. Obviously, the automotive is a niche as well.
Yeah, and automotive world, as we all know from all of the horror stories and the supply chain issues and the electronic chip issues, we all know how important the semiconductor industry is to the automotive world.
Yes.
So that's a nice dovetail together.
But I will say this, for anyone that's still waiting for a chip for their car, don't call Alan. He's not going to be able to get it for you. But do call him if you're looking to use him as a staffing and recruiting company for both the candidate side and the company side. I promise you, once you've had a conversation with him, you will have a smile on your face from ear to ear. Again, Alan, thank you for taking the time today to speak with us. And as always, it's great to speak to people that understand their industry and are perfected in it. And as I always like to say, it's always good to be seen. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.